Let me just check the audio. Hopefully, it should be okay. But if anyone happens to be tuning in, as always, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Anyways, hello YouTube. I'm trying to make another screen right now. Hopefully the internet's okay, because like it's been going on and off. It hasn't been exactly the best connection today. So hopefully it turns out all right. I'm very tired. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can stream for a little bit right now. As usual, there's like the whole Russia-Ukraine news, so I'll probably talk about that. I did see the recent Attack on Titan episode, which aired, I believe, yesterday, if I recall correctly. I don't think I talked about that yet, so I do wanna bring that up. And of course, the usual Twitter stuff, as you do with stuff, is the Twitter stuff. Let me see. All right, there you go. It should be okay. But yeah, if there's anything you want me to talk about in the comments or any particular like topic, or just feel free to let me know in the chat. But anyway, just to get started, what is that I want to say? Oh yeah, with the markets open, like there was like a huge drop that I saw with like the what was it? What's the ruble? I think it's called the Russian ruble. I think it's the currency. I think that's in part because like we saw like some sanctions go on with like Russian stuff. So let's see if we can read some of this just to see what's going on. I know Biden brought it up recently earlier today. I think he has like a State of the Union, like an address later. I don't think I'll watch that. I'm not sure if I'll probably watch that. Oh, sorry about that. Twitter. Oh, Twitter. Reading here for a bit. Let's see. Russia was scrambling to prevent a financial meltdown Monday as its economy was slammed by a broadside of crushing Western sanctions imposed over the weekend in response to the invasion of Ukraine. I actually saw some like stuff on Twitter where like they were showing like how it's affecting. Like at one point, like there was like a subway or something like that, and because I think it was like Google Pay or Apple Pay like kind of disabled some stuff, people have to like resort to using just cash, and the lines were just huge. At least that's what I saw in one picture that was posted on Twitter. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Let's see here more. Putin holding crisis talks with his top economic advisors after the ruble crashed to a record low against the dollar. The Russian central bank more than doubled interest rates to 20%, and the stock in Moscow was shuttered for the day. It will stay closed Tuesday. Oof. I think this capitalism very cool. But I digress. I mean, yeah, like the sanctions must be like pretty rough right now. But of course, like the thing that's even worse about sanctions that especially hurts like more like the workers there rather than like these kind of oligarchs. I mean, we did see that they lost some billions, but even then, again, they're oligarchs. They have like a bunch of cash. But it will be interesting to see how Putin goes about this because at the end of the day, he and the oligarchs are pretty much in on this on their own together, as opposed to like kind of looking out for like the workers over there. So I'm really curious to see how much this affects them, and maybe we'll see like some more protests as in response to this. Because like I said, this is probably going to hit more the bottom folks, definitely more so than someone like Putin himself. But yeah, like the ruble just like fell so hard. Like I'm not really into stocks and stuff, but I imagine that's probably something you can get into if you're into that kind of stuff. just invest all your money into the ruble, and boom, when everything like gets fixed eventually later on, when all this settles down, boom, you get a little profit there maybe. I don't know. But yeah. Ooh, my goodness. This is the first time I saw this. What the heck? Ah, hats. Move. The Russia's currency, the ruble, crashed after its economy faced Western sanctions in response to the invasion of Ukraine. Damn, it is just down completely, huh? Like, my goodness. Freezing reserves. Putin government spent past 8 years preparing Russia for tough sanctions by building war chests of 630 billion reserves, but at least some of the financial power is now frozen, and its fortress economy is under unprecedented assault. So yeah, there you go. Let's see what else we got. Let's see if we can close this because it's a bit slow. Sorry if the screen is a bit slow as well. Again, my connection's not that well right now. Putin facing fiercer opposition than expected, both inside and outside. Oh yes, that's kind of like another thing. Because the thing about this that the oligarchs, my guess is they're not really that happy about this. So not only with his advisors, but I'm really curious to see what their input is and how they're exactly like responding for this. Like actually we even see this right here. 2 Russian oligarchs call for end of war. So I mean that's kind of like pretty notable. I mean the fact that they're kind of out in the open, standing against Putin's actions here with war. I mean because again like as I mentioned before, this whole like invasion and act of war, just like the timing just seems so weird. The timing just seems so weird for them to do this, like right now. It's especially noteworthy. I mean, I don't know if there would be like, what would you call that? Say like it's a good time for war, which there isn't. There's no good time for war. Obviously, you don't want war. But like for someone like Putin, who's kind of more of the strongman approach, um, it's really interesting. Like he chooses now. Like you can't even say this is part of like to go after like Biden and the midterms and stuff because it's still way too early. If anything, can I have a mention? Sorry for stuttering. Kind of like I mentioned earlier, all this really does is kind of like reinforces and legitimizes NATO as being as something like worth being a part of. And I imagine like Biden might get some buff out of this, maybe a little. I don't know how much. It's hard to say because there has been like some like arguing as to this wouldn't have happened with Trump, which you could argue that to an extent, but even then it would probably be worse just because of how like unhinged Trump is. Like Putin at the end of the day like aligns with Trump's like for the most part, just of how like they worked in the past. You don't even have to go on like the whole Mueller stuff just to acknowledge that Trump never really went hard on with Putin and such when he should have. Let's see, maybe more from here. Russian billionaires, I'm not saying that, Freeman and Deripaska have broken ranks with the Kremlin and called for an end of Russian war in Ukraine. Freeman, born in Ukraine, saying wanted the bloodshed to end. Yeah, there have been like a lot of casualties, unfortunately, which is just awful, of course. The fact that there have been casualties as of late is just atrocious, just awful. Just put an end to the war, man. End it all. Oh my gosh, why is my voice so stunning? What is this? Elon Musk, Neuralink confirms monkeys died of project. I mean, imagine simping for Tesla and Elon. Like the dude is just an absolute psychopath. Like not to mention the fact that his whole starter is only because of his the emerald mines that his parents had, which he presumably inherited, and not to mention the government subsidies that he's gotten. Like the dude is just an absolute psychopath. But anyway, here, let me focus on this because it's the main focus. The crisis will cost lives and damage two nations that have been brothers for hundreds of years. While the solution seems finally far off, I can only join those whose fervent desire is for the bloodshed to end. I mean, yeah, there you go. Just put an end to it. What else we got? New satellite images show the convoy of armored vehicles, tanks, and artillery heading towards the capital and doubling the size initially thought. Actually, let me check because I think Vosh talked about this recently. Like I mentioned, definitely check out Vosh for his stream because he's been covering this basically nonstop. He's done a really good job. He actually did a video recently talking about how like the actual like the invasion, like the Russian and stuff, like Russia's having a hard time just kind of like funding it. Because again, it does have a bit of a war machine, but at the end of the day, it just does not manage it the same way as the United States does. Which again, that's not necessarily a good thing with regards to the U.S. Like we don't want a military-industrial complex to just focus more on money and just killing a bunch of innocent civilians. Or you want to talk about like Iraq and Afghanistan and such. But yeah, compared to that, like Russia just like has just shown itself to be unable to manage the invasion. Like even saw recently, like there was a video going on making the rounds on Twitter, where basically it was like some Ukraine guy. He was like driving through like some Russian roads, I think. Came across one tank asking them, to bug off because they're trying to invade. But they ran out of gas, and then he continues on to he goes like 100 feet more and walking, and then you just come across another tank that's just out of gas. And then even saw I don't think I saw it on TikTok. I think someone posted the TikTok video on Twitter, but basically like they showed how to like wire hack or how to hack Russian tanks. So I thought that was pretty funny. I just thought I'd mention that. But yeah, it's pretty insane. But yeah, there's like a lot to cover. Like I said, Hassan and Vosh have done a really good job of covering it. So if there's anything in particular, if you're happy to be watching, again, thank you for stopping by. If there's anything in particular you want me to bring up, feel free to post it in the chat. It's fine. This war is not going Putin's way. Again, yeah, you kind of know that. Kind of mentioned here, both internal and external opposition. So I'll be really curious to see how that turns out. I mean, if anything, I don't know if this is a lazy comparison, but this really does kind of remind me of with Hitler in World War II, and just how horrible all that turned out. Even here, actually, I wanted to read this. Historically neutral Switzerland joins list of nations opposing sanctions. Which again, it's not like not necessarily good to be neutral. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to take a stand. In this case, standing in solidarity with the people of Ukraine. Those of them who have been suffering, especially with the amount of casualties that have been going on over there. I don't think Like, I mean, I don't think it's like good to be neutral. Like, especially like in World War II. Like, you don't want to be neutral in World War II. Just like when you're like you're up against the Nazis. Just like stand up against the Nazis. I don't think there's anything wrong with being uh, standing up like for what you believe in and such. Um, so yeah, what else we got here? Show this to Putin, 6-year-old killed by Russian assault. It's Putin, dude. He's probably seen stuff like that all the time now. I don't think that phases him. It's not good, but I don't think it phases him at this point. The dude is just like a. I mean, I wouldn't even say a puppet for oligarchs because a puppet for an oligarch would not like go for a invasion in Ukraine like at this point in time. Like the dude is acting on his own accord. I mean, just whether he has to what extent because he has power, so he can do that just because just gotta deal with it. But yeah, I don't think if there was like a stand-in who just like does whatever the oligarchs want, I don't think they would like really do this. Like this kind of invasion that we're seeing right now in Ukraine. China's reaction to Ukraine could put its citizens in danger. I mean, I don't think China's really a priority right now. It definitely has its issues, but I don't think it's a priority right now. Potential second wave. U.S.'s worst fears have yet to come come for Kyiv. I mean, we'll see. But, hopefully it all works out. We'll have to wait and see. What's it like to fly to Moscow with the skies closed? Yeah. I don't know, man. Bill Barr knows exactly what kind of person Trump is. I think I saw a video like that. Defendant approved this Republican senator is afraid of Trump. I mean, I don't think that's really shocking. Trump still has pretty much a hold on the Republican Party, specifically like the base. Which I mean, I kind of want to bring it up because DeSantis was like trending on Twitter. The dude is again, like I said, he's just the Florida version of Trump, only like worse. Like the dude is just absolutely just trash. But if I had to choose, like in terms of like making it easier for like the Republicans to lose, I would think it would be better for Trump to run again, if only just so like he beats DeSantis, and so we kind of get a Biden versus Trump again. Because I think Biden would have an easier time against Trump than against DeSantis, because DeSantis is kind of more of a blank slate in terms of the whole like public right now. I mean, unless you're on like Twitter and keeping up with the news, you'll know him. But like if you're not, maybe you watch the news maybe once a week or something like that. You probably don't know who he is, other than maybe like he's a Republican figure. That's about it. Versus Trump, for the most part, he's kind of like been and gone now, and his approval ratings aren't exactly that good, other than again in the Republican base. But since he's already been president, I think Biden would probably have an easier time against Trump than against DeSantis. That's just my opinion, at least. So yeah, definitely. I definitely don't want DeSantis to be like the nominee because the dude is the right is definitely trying to prop him up, and unfortunately, as we saw with Trump early on, like back in 2016, the media isn't that good at properly like criticizing like politicians who are just like using overtly fascist rhetoric, which we've seen from DeSantis like so much now. Like even back in the governor's race, with I think it was Gillum, like they do like straight up used a racist monkey metaphor when referring to Andrew Gillum. Like I very vividly remember that. So yeah, DeSantis is trash. That's basically the takeaway from that. We actually I saw this. Pat Robertson, Robertson, I think the dude is an old boomer from the old times, I guess. And I guess he wanted to come out of the woodwork just so he can talk about Ukraine for some reason. I just love how he looks like so orange, dude. Like, my goodness, he looks like a thumb. He looks like a thumb with like old nail clippings. Reading here from the Daily Beast, televangelist Pat Robertson came out of retirement on Monday to declare that Russian President Vladimir Putin is following Golems. Oh my God, why did I say Golem? God's wishes by violently invading Ukraine, insisting that step forward towards a global end times battle in Israel. I just love how these televangelists like feel the need to bring up Israel out of like nowhere. Which actually I don't think I brought it up last time, but Israel apparently like I believe from what I read that it held back on the defense system that the U.S. was trying to like help with Ukraine at the time. I don't have the article on me, but I read that like earlier. And even then, but like Israel has like a huge nuclear storage, if I recall correctly. Here, what else we got? So yeah, the dude is just a psychopath. Ooh, Quentin. I forgot Quentin posted this. Never before since Pat Robinson has ever someone rooting for the so much for the end of the world. Actually, oh yeah, now I remember. Actually, commented on under his tweet earlier. Yeah, I think it's pretty hilarious how some of these like right wing like Trump guys have been like really going all in on like Trump lately. I mean, how I mentioned earlier, a few days earlier, how like Tucker over at Fox was like really simping for Putin up until like the invasion itself. Same thing with Tulsi Gabbard. But right when the invasion happened, like Tucker just did a complete 180, saying, "Oh, and no one's praising Putin. No one's calling for a war. We don't want a war. We don't want that invasion." Like, dude must have had like a talk with his higher ups, because no way he would have stopped unless like they actively like got in his way so that he wouldn't do that. Yeah. We also saw that from I think like Nick Fuentes, the Nazi dude, which I think I mentioned before. The dude, other than the guy being just absolute Nazi sicko, he actually I remember him like blocking me on Twitter because I made fun of him for being short when he met up with um, one of the other right wing guys over at I think it was APAC or CPAC if I recall correctly. But yeah, I think he's off Twitter now because like I mean again he should be off Twitter. He's a Nazi. We shouldn't. Jack is just like absolutely atrocious when it comes to handling these like fascist dudes over on Twitter. Like even he specifically like came out in support of Candace Owens, who has been on the record as defending like Hitler's actions by saying like he was a uh, what was it? I think it was at a TPUSA conference like a few years ago. Like she has gone full grifter at this point. But yeah, hang on, let me get some more. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just Pat Robinson, dude. Just a typical old guy. Dude is just absolute psychopath. What else we got? Oh, wait. Oh my gosh, that was so close. Rowlet. Oh yeah, the Pokemon games, the new Pokemon games. I'm looking forward to that. Gen 9, I'm definitely going for the little dinosaur dude, the little red dinosaur dude. I like his design. I think it's pretty cute. So I'm probably going to go for that. I still haven't played Arceus, or Arceus. But from the looks of it, from what I read, they're going for a more open world approach. And I mean, it seems to be really confident in Arceus. So they're like doing this game now, like what? Just a few months after Arceus? It's actually insane when you really think about it, you know? But I digress. Apex, ooh, Apex, I actually haven't seen this. Apex, there's the DeSantis thing that I mentioned earlier. But Apex Legends Mobile, what? Wait, what? Shift, what? Wait, what? Man, I actually want to play mobile. Yeah, I'm gonna try to look some stuff up. Hang on, give me a second. Give me like 2 minutes. I'm just checking some stuff. there you go. Man, I'm not gonna lie. I really wanted Apex Mobile to come out soon because I suck at Apex. I mean, because I do want to learn it. I do want to get better at it. But I don't know. I mean, the only mobile games I really play right now is like Red Starlight, Call of Duty Mobile, that sort of stuff for the most part. Is he sort of telling me maybe dropping? Wait, what? Wait, so is it dropping or not? I want to know because I would love to play Apex Legends Mobile. At least then I could probably like practice more because when I normally play, it's honestly, ugh, I lose a lot. I lose a lot. The only time I really played it was when because I think Aruru used to do like she used to do streams with like her viewers. So I actually was able to like join like a few of them. And they're actually pretty fun. Like can be fun if you like playing with others. But when you do it solo, it's just like, oh god, it's so brutal. Because I just suck at the game. That's why I mainly just stick to Warzone and like Rebirth. At least then I'm actually somewhat decent at the game. Or like I don't die every 2 minutes or so. Because like where I land is just like the worst spot possible. But I digress. What is this? A mock-up of a Time cover featuring Puna's Taylor. What? It was created as a statement. I mean, let's just move on. International Criminal Court to open probe into possible war crimes in Ukraine. Oh yeah, there you go. Why is my voice cracking? What the hell? Oh yeah. I saw this. Oh, this guy, this dude. This guy posted this. Hang on, let me see. Perhaps the biggest risk calculation, so brace yourselves for this, by the way. Perhaps the biggest risk calculation moral dilemma of the war so far. A massive Russian Ukraine is about 30 miles from Kiev. The U.S. and NATO could likely destroy it, but that would generally involve against Russia and risk everything. Does the West watch in silence as it rolls? And I know some here. I don't understand. You want a nuclear war? Yeah, I would rather avoid thermonuclear war, please, Mr. Engel. Pretty please. I'd rather not have that. Nuclear war may kill lots of people, but is the West watching silence and rolls? If so, it's possible to say it's bad or not. I don't know, man. I mean, on the one hand, you're gonna have that content. On the other hand, thermonuclear war. You gotta really get a job for it. Yeah, I remember that. Oh my God, what is this? Jeez. Hopefully, it didn't show on my screen, but like my entire computer, it does that thing where like all the windows like spread out. Yeah, there you go. I just saw it. I just saw it on the screen. Dang it. Whatever. Ooh, Hank, there you go. I'm a vlogger with beans on my profile pic, and yet even I know this tweet makes no sense. NATO could absolutely go to war to Russia if it wanted to. Will they just not? Log off. Boom, yeah, log off. Not quite ready for World War III yet. I mean, dude, there's just been so much happening. Like, do we really need World War III right now? Do we really need World War III right now? I don't think we really need World War III right now. Ukraine establishing foreign legion of volunteers from abroad. Oh yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, there you go. That's an old movie though, man. That's a black and white movie. I've watched like clips of that. I haven't watched the whole thing. I probably should watch the rest of the movie. I haven't. But we'll see. What else we got? I mean, do this guy now. Oh yeah, Elden Ring. Oh my gosh, this game. Why is there a bear like that? This game, oh my goodness, this game has been all over my feed, like on Twitter, on YouTube. I don't even use Reddit, but it's probably all over Reddit. Like this game is just everywhere. I mean, I'm sure it's good. Like I saw a clip where there's like a pot monster thing like in the ground, and you help them get out. That was pretty funny. But man, this game has been all over my feed. Like, and I get the Dark Souls games are pretty good. Like I've been wanting to check them out. I just haven't gotten to them yet. But I don't know. It's like one of those situations where you see like, what the heck is this? Anyway, I was saying it's one of those things where like you see a game like being like talked about so much, kind of like with Squid Game. Squid Game's not a game, but you know what I mean. Like it's talked about it much. It makes me kind of hesitant to check it out. Like I've seen good bits of it, but I mean I don't know. I'll probably just wait until like the hype dies down and maybe play it on my own. Well, but I have been watching Nina a bit, watching her play. But it's just like these games. I don't know. I don't really like watch these kind of games to begin with. I'll watch a bit of it, but that's about it. UK sales chart: 80% of Elden Ring's box sales on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. Okay, there you go. I'm not gonna look at that. Dirty messages. Lover, oh lover, time for pickle. Oh god, that looks like what was it? There was like a picture in the what was it? That volcano, that old volcano in like what is it, in Rome, where like Fuji, maybe Mount Fuji. I don't know, man. I don't know. But like, there's a picture like back when like that old volcano in Rome, I think, like blew up, and like one of the old pictures was this guy just like pleasuring himself like as he died, like he's just encased in ash, like that. I just thought I mentioned that. This reminded me of that. Valve is taking Elden Ring performance issues into its own hands by working on an update to optimize the game for Steam. YouTubers are mastering rune farming. I don't know what that is. When the thing is quiet and lonely, doesn't call if you hear the main character mostly silent, just leaves you alone to be. I don't know. It's full of mystery, but I'd rather wait for a guide. I mean, I don't know. I think I'll just wait for this game to finish. Oh wait, do you think George R.R. Martin? Ah, damn it! Can I go back? Can I go back to your tweet? Where was it? There we go. Do you think George R.R. Martin remembers what Elden Ring is? Let's see. Richard Blum. Sims 3. Why is Sims 3 training? What else we got? Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, I may end this stream soon because Tanya's doing like an ASMR stream. I really want to tune in for that. I think it's one of her first ones, so it's not her first one, so I don't want to miss that. Tanya's great actually. She's a great YouTuber. Definitely check her out. You have to be tuning in. WWE, I don't watch WWE. The Bachelor, I don't watch The Bachelor. 911 Lone Star, I don't watch that. All American, I don't watch that. Unless that's sports. No, it's show. Never mind. State of the Union, I'll probably check the morning. See what makes the rounds on Twitter. News, anything else? Sports, I'm not doing sports. A tweet from ABC as huddling discussions picture from the far end. Oh yeah, I think I saw this. Someone even made a meme about that. You African students stuck in Ukraine seek refuge or escape. Oh yeah, I noticed that. Like there've been some like left behind. It's unfortunate. Solidarity with all like refugees and such. They're just trying to look for someone to stay safe. Best wish to them. Is reality a hallucination? What? I don't care, man. Have fun with life. Who cares if it's a hallucination? Just have fun. What are you going to do? You're going to think about that the whole time? Old photo of Ukrainian pictures saluting soldiers. Delay means death. Oh, yeah, climate change and such. Yeah, thank you, capitalism. Very cool. California will start requiring masks in school, but at least one will keep the mask. I mean, they should, again, it's not like COVID is over. People are still getting sick. I really don't think they should stop wearing masks. Or they should probably keep the mask ban, in my opinion, at least. But I digress. Whatever. I think that's about it. If you happen to be watching, if there's anything you want me to mention, any story you want me to mention or something like that, feel free to post it in the chat. Oh gosh, my voice. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with my voice? What the hell? Canada to seek anti-tank weapons and rockets to Ukraine. Market reaction, I already mentioned that. Ukrainian Americans watching tour unable to help families as Russian troops advance. Wait, hang on. Let me check something. Singing SpongeBob for some reason. And I'm a little tired, to be honest. I had a bit of a slow day. Just trying to pass some time. And I was watching the Review Starlight dub because I'm trying to catch up with something. I'm trying to come up with some ideas. It's kind of stumped, to be honest. Okay. I like that. I think that's about it, I guess. Oh, Wordle. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Once you read Wordle, that's enough. Let's just reach. Let's just move on to Attack on Titan, man. I mean, if you do Wordle, that's fine. Have fun with it, you know. But I just see it every day now. I really don't want to. I really don't want to go on Twitter just to think about Wordle, like again and again and again. You know. Ow. That's a finger crack or fist crack, whatever you want to call it. Oh my gosh, why isn't this loading? Reload. Reload. I'm reloading. Is this really not going to load? What the hell? Oh my gosh, is this really not going to fucking load? God damn it. Sorry about that. I'm going to try again. I swear, man. I mean, Anime Take is a great site. Again, I always recommend it for checking out anime, but sometimes it just does not work and it kind of pisses me off. Can you please work this time? Like here, VRC is actually a really good player. Actually a really good player. But like here, for some reason, just not loading. Alright, fine. We're going to wait to see. Hopefully that loads. Oh my gosh. Fine. Right, anyway, let's keep going. Might as well talk about the anime itself. Oh yeah, I actually did want to bring that up. Levi. Levi is back. And he's like, thankfully, you know, not dead. So now that's pretty cool. That's pretty poggers. I actually heard, because I brought it up last time, apparently Hanji might, you know, die, in which case, what the hell? Why would the enemy do that? Please don't do that. There you go. Comments are back. All right, I'll talk more about the anime here. This episode was actually really good because you know see them kind of like all deciding to work together in a line. We actually get that at the end. I'll show them in a little bit. But it's great because they end up trying to align just to reach Eren and such. Let me see if I can move up a bit. There we have a Zeke here. What else we got? Come on. There's the opening. It's a good opening. I really like the opening. Oh yeah, here we have with the Connie. He was gonna like drop him into the his mother's in Titan form, so maybe he can bring her back. But eventually, you know, he decides not to, kind of realizing, you know, it's violence with more violence is probably not the best course of action, especially if it's a little kid. You know, even despite everything. Then we actually get to see Annie again, which is nice. I thought that was a pretty fun moment. That's why I chose it for the thumbnail. They end up encountering each other, like just because they're eating, and they end up coming together. Thought that was pretty cool. Then we have this whole exchange with like Flush, and they eventually like they almost get executed. Like damn, but eventually they're able to save them, and then I forgot that face was there. Oh, so yeah, they end up saving them, and then we actually get to see if I can reach it. I wish I could play it, but I know copyright. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, because I know copyright sucks here on YouTube. But yeah, we actually get this pretty clean shot of them all like being together, even though like you know just after everything, they were kind of man. That's like one thing I really like about Attack on Titan. It can bring everything together in a way like you don't really see much with other anime. Like a lot of them were just very much antagonistic towards each other, and now they're kind of united just because they, you know, they just have to try to save the world for what we can see, you know. So yeah, overall it's a really good episode. Levi, Fireball, can't wait for this. Welcome back. They're shaking Levi 2 joints. Give me chills. Years of waiting. Feel like the end of a decade. Yeah, it's a pretty good episode. I key want Eren to win. Of course it's Dracula. Love how the Eldians are going to work with Marley to save the world, but still no Eren. I want to see his Titans so bad with the Colossal Titans. I definitely think I love that. I love that they end up coming like working together, despite their like enormous differences. They're coming together right now. Liv just wait, what? Liv's still alive. He just lost the eye. Oh, that's kind of clever. Man, I suck at making clever comments. I'm too cringy and unfunny to be clever. Name. Your name is Name. Okay. Seems like Armin forgot about Veronica. Mention him commonly back and just vibe with intros and outros. Looking forward to the next one. Connie was giving very much lean in that goofy scene. That was a good scene. All gangs back together without the rip. Rest in peace, man. Yeah. The last scene is kind of hard. Eren planned for you all to team up. It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. Perfect episode. Waiting for a week again. Next episode button. Oh yeah. Everyone coming back together. It's gonna watch the Expendables. Oh, I like the Expendables. I thought that was a pretty good movie. I actually think it's a pretty good movie, I say we leave, but yeah, there you go. Wait, is this from Pacific Rim? I think this is from Pacific Rim. I don't remember. It might be. I like Pacific Rim. It's a good movie. I thought they were gonna. Man, that's messed up. I mean, they're not police. If they were police, then yes, they would probably shoot the black guy first. You know, like police are just. In case you can't tell, the joke is that police are bad. The joke is that police are bad. Now we have a moral dilemma on who to root for. Now an all for Team Armin. Yeah, with those creeping weird faces. Ensign was cool, but did we really stand a chance against Eren in the Founding Titan? Connie finally had his own moment. Thankful Onyakapon isn't dead. Black Lives Matter. Yeah, man, Black Lives Matter. Definitely. Levi, yeah, there you go. So yeah, it's a pretty good episode. I really enjoyed it. Again, this final shot of them all just coming together, I think that's really great. I think that's awesome. So yeah, overall a pretty good episode. That's what we got to look forward to. Life in Ordinary Guys reincarnated as a total fantasy knockout. She professed herself pupil of the wise men. The Genius Princess Guide. Oh yeah, there you go. The debt thing. Yeah, there you go. All right, so I think that's all I'm going to talk about for now. Like I said, Tanya's going to have her stream in a bit, so I do want to tune in for that. I mean, actually, we're going to reach the 40-minute mark, so that's for now. I think that's okay. Oh my gosh. Man, I just got something in my DMs, and man, I hate paperwork. I am not a fan of paperwork. It's blah. Trump in 2024. Oh, I think this was Chris Christie. I think made a comment. Wait, what? No. Wait. Oh, it's gone now. Here you go. I think it was Chris Christie, the Republican guy. Let's see. Chris Christie, Sam's Trump over Putin's genius comments. Oh yeah, Trump said that, which was just weird. I don't know, man. Trump is just he makes some weird comments. Like his policies are just bad, but he makes just not even just that, but he just makes the weirdest comments. Like he is just the weirdest poster you'll ever seen. It is kind of funny though to see Chris Christie trying to desperately find his own place because I mean if you ended up keeping track of him back and while Trump was president, like he just like sucked up to him so bad, and at the end of the day, Chris Christie just got abandoned by Trump, and rightfully so. Chris Christie is just a grifter all the way out. So I mean, yeah, it's good that like this guy will just never be president. Like he was a bad governor. Like him being president would just be awful. So yeah. I think that's about it for the most part. Anything else I want to bring up? What is this? I don't know what this distraction is, but we'll leave it at that, I guess. Anything from here? Oil company. Shell follows BP out of Russia. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I mean, they're not good. Shell and BP are not good. I specifically still remember BP. What was that oil spill? What I believe was the Gulf of Mexico so many years ago. I believe I remember seeing that like when I was in elementary school, and like they showed like the TV of that. Like man, so much has changed since then. Yeah, I digress. I think we'll leave it at that. Yeah. But yeah, we reached the 40-minute mark. Again, I do want to go longer, but Tanya's ASMR stream. I would like to tune in for that. But if you happen to tune in, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Feel free to leave a comment. Once the VOD is up. But thank you so much for, again, tuning in. Stay safe, especially for anyone out there who's like in Ukraine. I wish you all the best. Take care. Thank you so much for watching again, and have a good day. Best wishes. Later.